We're just trying to make a case. Liam Neeson cannot come save you all the time. Okay.
That is true. Eventually he does have to get the wig that he wears rewoven, and that takes time.
That does take a little bit of time for him.
He definitely wears a wig. He has had a hair transplant.
No, I don't believe it.
You're
all full of shit.
KY, I think you're projecting a little bit.
I pay attention to nothing but hairlines when I watch movies, and I'm on the lookout for a once receding and then a renewed hairline always.
I don't mean to go fully Dr. Phil.
DJ Offensive does not co-sign on this.
I don't mean to go fully Dr. Phil on KY right now, but KY actually has a very good hairline. It looks good. The way he cuts it, it looks good. It's straight. It's firm. It's beautiful. Okay? He's sensitive because he's perhaps, I'm just going to say this, perhaps losing some hair.
What I don't like is the lies that Hollywood tells me. Do away with the wigs. Don't do the steroids. And this is from the male perspective about men. Just give me a real man. Real men bald. You know, Bruce Willis, that generation is dead now.
I gotta, and KY, I know I've told you this story about Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis vacations in a state that we are all very close to, and the fire department had to clean up all the cigarettes he put out on the beach when he was vacationing there last, which was he's kind of a total douche, I guess. And Bruce Willis, if you're listening, please come on the show and prove me wrong, man.
DJ Offensive challenges Bruce Willis to come on show.
And then show comes on floor. And then show comes on you.
Show comes on you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm still working on the DJ Offensive thing. All right. Anyways, welcome to the Lesser Known People podcast. I am Jay Money. I'm going to be hosting tonight. I'm here with my co-hosts. I've got Ryan, the Lion, Big Cat. How are you, man?
How are we doing, baby? How's everyone doing? I'm ready for it. Love you guys. Here we go.
All right, we got KY Jelly, Kyle the Caveman, looking sexy with that beat up Detroit Tigers hat.
It is it's a sweaty working hat. It's a working hat. I was working on my my Kaczynski shed earlier, so I had to don the working hat. But we're here. We're ready to cast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's false. Just cut out what he said, put in what I said. It's a Magnum PI hat.
That's true. And what Ryan says is typically true. Yep.
I do like the Unabomber reference.
All the conspiracy theories I pushed too. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all true.
All right, and last but not least, the most dapper of the bunch, the man with the most amazing facial pubes I've ever seen in my entire life, Sean, the Magic Carpet Ride. How are you, my man?
I'm flying high, my dude, as usual.
Yeah, Sean is stoned out of his mind. All right, we're in for a good show.
People would fuck Sean purely on that beard.
It's a magic carpet.
Oh, it's a beard ride. Yeah.
It's a magic carpet ride. I don't see how that's offensive. I think of it as a beautiful nickname for a luxurious person, which is
wow. Whatever, white man. Here we go. Talking about
he's really just talking about my chest hair, and that's fine.
Bro, we know the code language, and that's that. You know?
I have cried so many tears into that chest, and it's always comforted me.
Strong arms.
John, I think your chest hair is enormously sexy.
Thank you.
When I'm looking at Sean right now, this is one of the most handsome men you're ever going to see. Just for our listeners, okay?
Solid. He's a Midwest 8, California 7, for sure.
Yeah, definly come down out here. Yeah, this is a rough environment.
If you're in the state of California, I just want to say, go fuck yourself. You're all fucking terrible.
Our listeners, a lot of listeners are from California. We love you.
Okay, we love you. No, for sure. Oh my God, let me roll my eyes.
I'm sorry, it's like 50%. Like 50% of like the people that listen to our podcast are from California. If you want, we can choose a state to demonize right now.
That's right.
What state?
Rhode Island?
Yeah, just
please write in. We'll take a consensus.
Yeah, if you want to write in, we got a Twitter account. Come find us, Lesser Known People. We're so.
Let's just say it. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and a website. Like, come check us out.
Like, I think this is the first time we've actually said this on the show.
That's true.
Yeah, we got to really get these shameless plugs in better. But hit us on the social media bullshits and just search for Lesser Known People.
Any listeners out there, if you have suggestions on things that we should talk about, let us know. We'll absolutely do them. So, guys, this is kind of a weird topic that I'm going to cover. I don't really want to give away the name of the guy yet. I want to kind of save it. We'll build some suspense here.
Yeah, build up your presentation, baby.
Kind of like a Max Headroom-esque presentation here. This is a really zany, off the wall topic that I ran into while like scouring the internet. Originally came across it on Reddit, and then I found a YouTuber who did an entire episode on this topic. The YouTuber's name is Blame It on Jorge. I reached out to Blame It on Jorge. I sent him a message saying, hey, I really liked your video. I want to use it in my podcast. He didn't respond. I don't give a fuck. I'm still using it. But it's a really good video. If you want some more information, look up Blame It on Jorge's channel and check out this video. What I'm going to talk about is something called the Laughing Horse's Orifice Headquarters.
Say it again.
The Laughing Horse's Orifice Headquarters.
Headquarters. Why is headquarters on there?
I don't know. It's
That's where they're at. That's where they're headed.
That's why
up
you
at.
have to listen, Kyle. God, he's like, honestly, it's the
Honestly,
worst.
my biggest problem is that I don't listen to my own podcast. So
Yeah, to
That's
your own
true.
podcast.
That's true.
Honestly, I just want everyone to know Kyle hates this podcast.
yeah,
And
I am. I do not subscribe on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you can find us. I don't subscribe. So another shameless plug.
More shameless plugs.
All right,
Yeah,
so
dude,
J
fucking money,
Money, we are talking about. Sorry, say it one more time. I'm so sorry.
So this is a website. It's called the Laughing Horses Orifice Headquarters, or often shortened LHOHQ. So LHOHQ.com and the various web pages that it has. I'll even so those of you listening, we do this on Zoom, so you can actually. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys in a little bit, and I'm gonna actually go to this website, and I'm gonna show you how fucking batshit crazy it is. So the backstory is this, and this comes straight from Blame It on Jorge's YouTube channel. So in 2017, a user, or I think it's a Reddit user named Michael84 posted. I'm sorry, it's a media aggregate similar to Reddit, so it's not actually Reddit. So Michael84 posted something titled "What the fuck is this?" ? That's the thread title. In it, he explains how he was searching for an origin of an email address, and he got directed to a weird website. And his exact words were, "It's a very weird site full of email addresses, disturbing pictures. Maybe you guys can check it out and let me know what you think." So the original URL that he posted, which was http://octagon.lhohq.info/justin-bieber.html. Just fucking
it's that Justin Bieber HTML that always screws me up, because I was on that site so many times as someone who just ran many Justin Bieber fan sites.
Yeah, and that's just it. So yeah, that's really confusing. And as a card-carrying Justin Bieber fan site person and member and treasurer,
a believer.
I'm sorry, Belieter. You're right. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
puzzling. Wow. Okay.
Okay, so he said that he said he tried to go to the site, but the site didn't work. So instead, he cut the Justin Bieber shit out and just left it as just no Justin Bieber shit. And then it took him to the website, and so I went to this website myself, and it is insane. When I first went to it, when you cut the Justin Bieber shit out of that, it takes you to what looks like just a news website, and it's got what looks like Russian writing in some of the like news headlines. So it looks like Cyrillic, and I think a lot of the letters and the symbols on there are Cyrillic, but I don't think that they actually say anything, because I tried to run them through translators and I couldn't really figure it out.
That's like the first thing of like, what do you actually mean? Internet, please tell me.
Yeah. So if you you can click anywhere on the page and it'll take you to somewhere crazy, right? So on the first page that I went to, there seemed to be some sort of like mind control video. Yeah. So it's like this video starts playing, and it's so hard to explain. You would have to watch it yourself to get it, but they like do like the flashy countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing, like old school. Like, anyways, so it's like a mind control thing. They talk about like certain keywords and phrases and shit like that, and then they make a lot of references to Bob Dobbs. Does anyone know who that is?
No.
Bob Dobbs.
Yeah, this is like a really weird like rabbit hole to go down. But Bob Dobbs is the prophet, this invented prophet from this fake satirical religion called the Church of the Subgenius.
Yes. Oh, that
Wonderful.
sounds so good.
You guys ever heard of that?
No,
Well,
Yeah.
as a sub genius, I know exactly who that is. So
you're not allowed to talk
Well,
about it.
that's the bigger thing. He's a sub genius, also stable genius. However you want to describe genius.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we're there.
Some kind of genius.
When you look this shit up, when you look up the Church of the Subgenius, you're just like, it leaves you with more questions, like a diarrhea feeling in your gut once you get done reading it.
Like a greasy gut feeling.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck did what I just watched with my eyes make me want to go shit my brains out?
That's
Which
fair.
makes me think like, yeah, mind control. I guess they just want me to poop. But so in this religion, the Church of the Subgenius, Bob Dobbs is sent on a mission from the entity Jehovah One. His mission is to brainwash people into working for a living, but instead Dobbs refuses, and he ends up inadvertently creating a religion in the process. But as far as I know, the Church of the Subgenius is in no way related to LHOHQ. Like, not even
Huh.
forms.
So okay, so was this just the first post you looked at, or it was just a commonality you saw in a couple of posts?
It was in this mind control video that's like
Oh.
on like one of the first pages.
Gotcha.
Now this thing LHOHQ is massive. There's at least 200 pages to it, maybe more. It's kind of fucking shit, really crazy. So there, as you click through the site, you run into a lot of videos. So there's a lot of videos on the site, anything from like political satire to like budget quality art films.
Yes.
Yeah, and like really stupid fucking. I'm not like a fucking film guy, so I don't know. Like when I see like a guy like pulling up carpet and that's it, like I think it's fucking stupid to me. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's art. I don't know.
Justin, that's what I want to emphasize is a lot of budget films in that manner are just fucking horrid and stupid and make no sense. So
Yeah.
sponsoring primarily those, proud of you. Proud you're following
Yeah.
your dreams, guys, but
Yeah.
you're dumb. These are dumb.
Okay. Glad you pursued your art degree to
Mm-hmm.
film grass growing for 7 days. You fuck.
Please go to your shift at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks, if that's okay. Thanks, guys. Love
I
you.
love how art house films have just become blue collar work they should have been doing in the first place. you pulling tile could have just been you pulling tile minus $60,000 in student debt. So consider
Right. Yeah.
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just want to pause there for a second. You're pulling tile with someone. Okay, you're doing a job. Let's say you're not the director. You show up and you go, so what are you into? Oh, it's so funny you ask. Let me pause pulling tile to tell you. I'm actually really into this art house film that I've written and I'm hopefully directing, which goes into a lot of different items regarding, materialism, feminism, all these other items that he lists that clearly it doesn't. And then, he speaks for 15 minutes and is like, that's very interesting.
Very
I needed you to pull up half the tile that was here because
Yeah.
now I have asbestos and you don't. You don't.
You need to stop talking so that you can start pulling tile. Is what
So you can start pulling tile with me and we both have asbestos tile.
Right. Well, do you mind if I like video record it from like odd angles, like maybe right at my asshole the whole time?
work your contrast. Work your lighting. What are you even doing if you're not doing that?
Just
will
so
say-
we're clear, like I know, like I don't know anything about art film, but I know a little bit about film, and there's like no bad angles, just like goofy shit. I'll even like get in like one of the guys, like I did run into like a possible suspect of who created this site, and he made some really stupid fucking films, and I'm gonna talk about those. So, just fucking stupid. So one of the this is a lead, right? One of the videos on this website is titled, so this is a weird fucking title, and this is also kind of a hint too, "The First Time Space Girl on the Farm." Okay. Now, if you look at those words, like that doesn't make a very good sentence. That is kind of a running theme in this entire, if you like read some of the background information that's written like on the walls or on the face of these websites, you'll see some like very schismatic sentences. And the first time space girl on the farm. To make this a real sentence, it should be space girl's first time on the farm. Like that's the way it should read. But it doesn't. It looks like they've chopped sentences and threw them out of order for some fucking reason. Art, maybe? Who cares?
Art. Mhm.
Definitely art. Yeah. That's
Now,
why you fuck things up for art.
now
Yeah.
you can watch that video, and that video is, for lack of a better term, fucking dog shit. Stupid.
Is it?
That's how much I like fucking indie art films.
But is it a space girl's like working on a farm, or is it?
I don't know. There's no fucking dialogue. It's just like
You know, the thing is,
no fucking clue.
the last indie film I watched with the term girls in it was Babe Girls in Pornland, and it was great. It was great. There was a lot of sex going on.
Yeah.
Sick. All right, so more about the website. So throughout the pages, there are various references to politics, politicians, conspiracies. A good deal of the information is actually hidden, and I kind of stumbled on this on accident. So as you're staring at the screen, it's a lot of flashing lights, a lot of like goofy shit, weird pictures, some nudity, guns. I went to it recently, and there was like a lot of stuff about face masks. So this is clearly being updated like recently. So if you go to one of these websites, if you go to one of these pages and you select Control A to select all, it'll highlight hidden text that sits behind the image, and you can read this text. And I will tell you, I don't want to get too deep into this because, like, for legal reasons, but that text on the very first page, Blame It on Jorge. I tried to reach out to Blame It on Jorge to talk to him about this website because I have some insight to this that he doesn't. He said, it looks like there's gibberish written on this page, and it's not gibberish. I know it's not gibberish because it looks familiar to me from my previous employment, my previous job in the U.S. government. That what he thinks is gibberish are actually addresses to offices. When you write a report for intelligence purposes, you have to send that report to the people that need it. Those a random collection of letters actually represent offices throughout the U.S. government. Anyone who's never worked for the government wouldn't recognize them in anything but gibberish.
Now, would it be? I don't want to use the word code to sound like a fucking asshole, but like,
it's code.
It's code.
It's code. It's code.
But is it purposely hidden code, or is just the coding of these offices?
It's literally just the coding of the offices. It's not necessarily hidden. It's not necessarily classified. It's just it's just how they direct it.
Yeah, because you could be the office you could be sitting at could be J151, and then the next office is J257, and then the next one, and they go, and to someone who looks at it, they're like, I don't fucking know what this means, but to you, you're like, oh, that's here, that's this office, that's this building, gotcha.
Right. Yep.
KY thinks it's J2, J1. You know, it's pathetic. That's funny. That's funny to me. As a guy who doesn't know, he doesn't read the internet.
Ryan's very good at the internet.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Conspiracies, and we dig deep. We dig deep over here. I'm gonna have to jump off in a few minutes here because they're coming for me. So
yeah, Ryan. He's been too good at the internet. Yep. Google is sending their minions after him.
Yep. Well, get your face mask on.
Anyways, sorry. Back to the story, guys. So there's a lot of theories on what this website actually is. Some people think that this is a like breadcrumb site used to hide illicit materials. So they're thinking like child porn, or like you can buy guns or hire hitmen or some shit like that. A breadcrumb website is, you have to know how to click specific links to get to where you need to be. I call bullshit on that. And here's why. If you are trying to hide illicit materials, the last thing that you're going to do is put government addresses in it. Also, when you click Control A on the background, this information that pops up, the shit written behind it, like comes from WikiLeaks. It's a lot of like intelligence reports. I don't know if they all come from WikiLeaks or if they're real intelligence reports that people have gotten hold of now, but they use the same kind of pattern where they're taking sentences and putting them out of order. So all the words are there. You just have to connect the dots and figure out how the sentence is structured together. But they are no shit intelligence reports. Like that's what those things are. without a doubt.
That is so okay. I mean, I'm sure you'll get to different theories or what you think it is, but that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's a different level.
If you're making a breadcrumb website and you're trying to hide illicit material, the last motherfucking thing you're going to do is use anything that the government wants to know. But trust me, the government looks at WikiLeaks all of the time for good reason. They want to figure out who the fuck's leaking information because they can figure that shit out. WikiLeaks, you assholes. You're burning a lot of people.
And they, the government is intrusive on my civil rights.
Yeah, and I would agree. Yeah, I would totally say that the government is definitely intrusive in breaking the law for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to go down a weird rabbit hole, but Julian Assange is like one color, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
His whole body.
He is white with like gray white hair, and he has gray white eyes, and he has gray white eyebrows, and I find it distasteful, and that is purely the only reason I don't like him.
Here's the thing, KY.
That's the only reason I don't like him either. Like, he just looks like a Q-tip, like a fucking
I want you guys to know the government made him that color. You got to think about it.
Yeah.
He started WikiLeaks as a revenge.
He did.
Against the government who turned him this white color.
That's right.
Instead
I was not
you
albino.
know,
I now am albino. I am fighting the government.
touch of gray for men. They basically made me all gray for men.
Wow.
That's what he says every single
All
day.
gray. He's all gray.
I got more than a touch.
I got more than a touch. I got electrocuted, basically. If this were an 80s comedy film, I would have been freaking blown out at this point.
Oh my god, we were just talking about Blade Runner. He could have been
oh god, yes.
Fuck
Oh
the
my
guys.
God, he could have been yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah.
You need to watch it, KY. You're fucking up.
Descartes.
Everyone here is a big Blade Runner
Deckard.
fan. KY fell
Deckard.
asleep for Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's a
No.
bit of
He's a sleepy guy.
I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm not saying one way or the other.
All I'm saying is
Obviously, there's the side that loves Blade Runner, and there's the side that is falling asleep, and they're pure monsters. So
Yeah, I'm willing to speak in absolutes on this one. KY, you suck for not watching that.
I think that our next shirt should be KY as a monster. That's what it should be.
I'm not gonna level to that self-deprecation. You know, KY is a wonderful, wonderful guy. He needs to watch Blade Runner, and I want everyone on our Twitter comments to tell me how much he needs to watch Blade Runner.
KY,
Oh,
did
wow.
you watch the new Blade Runner?
Yeah, I saw that one.
You did.
You
watch it.
motherfucker. You're not allowed to watch the new one.
You
wouldn't
didn't
even get it. You wouldn't even get it.
I got it. It was weird.
I got it.
I used my
New one was brilliant. I mean,
Yeah,
let's
new one was
not,
great.
let's not kid ourselves. I know Connor, who is not here tonight. He is. What would we say? What would we say he's doing tonight, guys?
I think is he out saving the whales? Is that what he's doing?
He is. He's saving the whales.
Yeah.
He stopped sex trafficking in the U.S. last week,
Yep.
and he is saving the whales this week. That's right.
All right. Anyways, back to what we're talking about. Where we leave off? Breadcrumb websites that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people think it's a breadcrumb website. I call bullshit because you wouldn't put things up there published by the U.S. government if you're trying to hide illicit materials. Some people believe that it contains data that could topple the U.S. government. And I think that that's one of those conspiracy theories I just can't get behind. Like,
I mean, what the fuck? I will never understand that. It's like, why would you hand your 2-year-old a gun?
yeah. What the fuck are you doing with it? Making Bob Dobbs fucking videos? Like, fuck you, man. If you haven't,
Hey, why
Yeah.
open your eyes?
I don't know. I'm a shitter get off the pot kind of guy. People are like, it's internet that could take it down. Fucking take it down then and stop talking to me about it. I don't fucking know. Like, shut up.
I was trying to make a joke. I just wish you had laughed, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
you're like, you're not a great, like, funny person. So, like,
No, you're right. Totally. I'm wearing a fucking captain's hat over this fucking Zoom meeting.
You're too serious, man. I got to take you too
Yeah.
seriously when you wear
that's
that.
right.
hat.
That's the
I'll
problem.
take this captain's hat off over here.
Now your friend
Condo
guy,
trying to make-
big cat. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
God.
I would like to say that, Ryan, I do think that you're a very funny guy. And KY's like,
Clearly, Ryan is he's an incredibly funny person. God, Sean is actively smoking weed, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that the audio just picked up you striking your lighter to hit your bowl. Yep, there you go.
Well, rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Okay, all right, guys, we're getting off topic here.
So this laughing horse orifice headquarters, is that what it is? What?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It could contain, according to some, the data to topple the government in a single Control A paste.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's true. That's certainly true. It could also, what was the first thing?
Contain illicit materials through a bread.
But that you could literally, by just copying and pasting the address, you could send to an actual government building.
Right.
So that doesn't make sense.
Right.
All right. So what else is out there?
Okay, so I think I mentioned before that there are well over 200 pages on this thing. So every time you hit a new page, some kind of flashing light starts up. There could be some video playing. There's usually some type of pornographic, weird-ass photo somewhere, like a titty hanging out. So it's kind of cool. It keeps you guessing. You know what I mean? I think in one thing there was like a girl holding a gun to her own head with her tits out, and I was like, all right, I can be on this.
All right. I got a semi. I'm interested.
Yeah. So I clicked it. You know, it took me somewhere else.
She's got a semi. I've got a semi.
So I clicked it. Shut up. Whatever.
Yeah, I clicked it. Nothing happened. I haven't seen a dick yet, which I thought was like a little bit like
good news.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's how you know it's run by a guy, though.
It is, yeah,
True.
for sure. Like there's not a single dick.
True.
The whole thing.
Honestly, that's a tragedy to me.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy. I cannot imagine a digital forum that's unregulated where I have not posted a dick.
Ryan is pro penis. He's
I'm
pro
very-
penis
I'm-
and pro penis accessories.
I will post it because everyone should see it. Because if it's unregulated, this is graffiti, quite frankly. You are
Unregulated, uncircumcised.
Unregulated,
at my fucking middle school. You are at Moorhead Middle School in El Paso, Texas. Let's go. You are fucking.
Let's not say posting dicks and then at elementary school.
No, they need to clean it up. Moorhead Middle School in El Paso, Texas. Please clean up the fucking graffiti in those bathrooms. It was disgusting when I was there 17 years ago. Please clean
I'm sure it's still disgusting now. I'm sure it's
Please
still
clean it up now. I mean, no, I'm sure, some hands have changed.
We got off topic talking about dicks in middle schools for some reason. You got to cut that. They got to cut that, by the way.
But that's a cut.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
Yeah.
leave it in. Big cat
Leave it
tapes
in.
no more. Just leave everything in.
Moorhead Middle School in El Paso, Texas. Leave it in.
I feel like every time I tell KY to cut something, he leaves it in to spite me.
That's the point.
Yeah, absolutely.
He actually just removes the part where you tell him to remove it.
If you guys
Chuck
go,
Norris. Chuck Norris visited my middle school, Moorhead Middle School. I don't know why I forgot that name. Tom DeLay, disgraced politician Tom DeLay, and Chuck Norris. I can't say anything about Chuck Norris. You all know the legend of Chuck Norris.
He's an amazing man.
He gave a speech about other things other than drug use and going to school. Those were the things they talked about for what was probably hour 30, a hot 90.
Yeah.
They came in and they gave a hot 90.
You mentioned this before.
I did mention this before.
yeah,
I don't
this
know
seems
if it
like a
made-
big traumatic event for you.
I don't know if this made it to tape or not. Yeah, but they,
No, it
they
definitely did. It definitely did.
Okay, all right. If it made it to tape, I'm sorry that I'm repeating. Walker, Texas Ranger. This was his prime. So, I mean, he's very popular at that point.
Speaking of Texas Rangers, more about this horse weird website.
Yeah, let's jump back on.
Okay. Yeah.
Horses, orifices.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
Okay.
Norris.
All right. We're going to go on. The Laughing Horses Orifice Headquarters, LHOHQ. Okay, so on several... Well, I don't even know how the fuck we got... Where the fuck are we? What am I doing? Where are my notes?
I mean,
have to pull
you're
my fucking
building
notes
up to some sort of reveal, right? You still haven't told us exactly, like...
No, we were talking about fucking Chuck Norris for 7 straight minutes.
That was all my fault. If you're listening, that's all my fault.
Justin, as the narrator, has to ladle whiskey into his mouth to keep from
Please go look up. Please go look up. If you're not listening to anything, please go look up Chuck Norris with a jetpack.
Okay, I'm continuing now. So, Laughing Horses Orifice, LHOHQ. Thank you, Ryan. I did like it. Was very funny. So I spoke about how many fucking pages this thing has, over 200 of them.
It's like an early mini Reddit. It's what it sounds like, but a weird WikiLeaks meets Reddit.
Yeah, but you can't post anything. Reddit, at least you can interact with it. This thing, you just watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, but who takes the time to make 200 different web pages? All right, so on several of the pages, there are actually, and big warning to anyone listening: if you go to this fucking website, don't go chasing down these leads. Okay, on several places on these pages, there are email addresses, phone numbers, and mailing addresses for no shit political figures and government personnel.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're fucking real. Don't email them. Do not call the president of the United States. Don't do that. As
I've
much
tried
as
so
I
many
hate him
times. Yeah.
or love him, I don't care. Just don't call.
Don't do that. You're gonna get on a list that you do not want to be on. And so some of these are in fact real, or at least were real at some point.
I mean, yeah, they look real to me, like especially the military addresses. You know, I'm telling you right now, if you email like a Joint Chiefs of Staff, black helicopters are coming your way.
Yeah.
I promise you. Yeah, so there's a lot of weird, goofy shit on it. I think that pretty much covers like what's in the website. I think now's a good time to actually show you. I want to see your reactions, so I'm going to share my screen with you.
Oh yeah, baby. Now I'm looking at it.
We just got a brief touch of Justin's search history in Google, and it was all sad.
It was.
Yeah, what was it? Was it like boring shit?
It was honestly not nearly as offensive as mine. So I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know.
Ryan is just like 60 searches for foot porn, but he keeps misspelling it.
A lot of foot. It's basically, I don't know how many times you can type in "fuck the arches of my feet," but
he's just drunkenly misspelling it. Fuck the arches of my beat. Fuck the arches of my reed.
Okay, guys. So this is the first thing that pops up when you type in lhohq.info. All right. We are looking at a picture of a police officer, perhaps a sheriff, with Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know. I have no idea. Ronald McDonald. Yeah, so this is a very strange cop, very strange Ronald McDonald. I just clicked it, and now this is what the website looks like.
Oh, you have to click it to go in.
Click into it. Oh, that's even better. God.
Yeah. So what we're looking at now is the welcome page for lhohq.info. So the first thing it says up on the top left-hand corner is "Welcome to the Laughing Horse's Orifice headquarters." I'm going to read this to you, and it's very, very stupid. "Rather should we certainly ordain these behind our detention, prophetic and suffering such a God. We shall call it desolation or levity, in whom, when admitted, examines her national genitals with deific familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
The voice of understanding remains. It is a tree, each hour, whose existence is the truth unsupported."
I understood every word of that.
Yeah, whatever the fuck
word
that
that
means.
made sense to me.
This is the Matrix.
Yeah, we are in the Matrix. To Sean's point, I'm watching something that is between the Matrix and an early 90s computer game. Yes.
Now check this out. I'm going to Control A. See all this other text back here?
Mm-hmm.
Random ass text.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
So it instructed X to reciprocate the favor. Naked, the blonde boasted a large erect penis. All right, so this is, listeners, I Controlled A, I highlighted, I selected all on this page, and it pulled up a bunch of hidden text that was actually kind of hidden behind some of the images here. Instructed X. Now, when I was doing my job and we were writing reports, we would typically call them X. And then later on, we would change it. So this is an intelligence report for sure in its draft form. In my opinion, based on things that I've done. So you can click pretty much any of these links that are on here. There's links up on top. There's this word pink that you can click on the link. There's a picture. I'm going to click the picture. We'll just see where it takes us. We got, I think that's a man's breast.
Yes.
Being rubbed.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm looking at a hot body right now.
Yep. There's a bunch of other goofy shit down here.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to pause. They still have an ad. They still have ad space, right? On this.
They do have ad space, yeah. But it might be a fake ad. So there's another report on the background of this screen too. And this one seems to be talking about science shit, a direct energy weapon. a DEW, a do. There's
Classic.
a lot of shit going on
What is
here.
what is a DEW?
Direct energy
It's-
weapon. So
Yeah, they're talking about microwaves.
microwaves.
Just like
yeah.
how they were recently talking in the news about how the border officials of America were considering using a heat ray against possible incoming Mexican migrants.
Mhm.
Apparently, a couple of years ago, they came up with a system where if you approach it while it's on, it makes your skin feel like it's burning and boiling.
Can you guys see how big this page is?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
this
I
is
noticed
obnoxious.
that. That's incredible.
Massive. All right, so let's unclick that. Let's click on whatever the fuck this thing is. Okay, so this took us to a totally different type of page. There's a lot of blinking lights.
Can you try hitting like Control minus?
What do
Should
you want
shrink the size of the window,
Yeah.
or Control plus. One or the other. It should make the
Yeah, I got
sizes
control. I'm
different.
control minusing it. I minus the fuck out of it right now.
There we go.
I'm gonna control A. Just kind of get rid of the blink. So
What is this shit? This is like some apocryphal banana nonsense.
yeah. So you can actually, there's like a lot of places on this page you can actually click. Like, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's victims.
Probably.
That's exactly who it is. Yeah.
I was just about to say that. God.
That is one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims.
Because
Yeah.
that's Prince Charles or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Lord.
Okay,
Oh my
so on this
God.
website,
Oh my God. I don't
on
know
this
how that
website is Jeffrey Epstein's victim in
Wow.
Prince Charles.
Jesus.
Oh my God! It turns out Jeffrey Epstein was totally innocent. Wow, this is
Wow.
I'm kidding. That's the biggest fucking lie. If you're listening right now, so
So this page is just this. I can click here or here
fuck yes,
on this naked woman. I'll click naked woman for sure. Where are we gonna go?
Yeah.
we always click naked woman.
Here's another naked lady. Albuquerque official
Albuquerque.
website. Now,
Guys,
remember,
have you been to Albuquerque? Because there's no naked women in Albuquerque. I'm gonna
Well-
tell you that much
They
right now.
shower with their clothes on. Ever heard about
So-
it? Come on.
I'm gonna get to some stuff later, and we're gonna talk about Albuquerque for sure. One of our
I
leads.
mean,
actually takes us
where
to
else can you go for 3 U's, you know?
So on the bottom of this, on the bottom
God, I just got it. It's a great joke.
what was the joke? I missed it.
He said, "Where else can you go for 3 U's?"
I'm trying out here. Thank you.
There's
Instead, I learned more than through thought possible about how this cannibalistic, stuff is just nonsense.
yeah,
Is a trip.org. It's a
yeah,
trip.org.
that's what I was gonna say. There's actually a link on the bottom of this page, www.itsatrip.org/-73k-. Probably don't go there, but I'm gonna click.
You
the
should
naked
totally
lady.
click on it.
Click this.
It's so
right now I'm in
randomly
the- I'm in the
strung together.
Matrix.
Someone
Sega
explain this. Someone explain this page, please.
This is a Sega game and also the Matrix at the same time. This is what I'm running into.
Can you guys see that guy?
I'm gonna be
Oh,
straight
yeah.
with you guys. He's too sexy for his shirt.
It's
Too
true.
sexy for his shirt. Too
Holy
sexy
shit!
for his shirt.
Look
I
at all
don't
this.
need no shirt.
I just selected all, and there's a ton of information back here. These are U.S. title codes. So can you see my mouse, my cursor?
yeah.
Some of them are court cases.
All right.
Yeah, court cases
Look.
and U.S. title codes.
I gotta be honest with you guys. Does the U.S. government use shitty sites because no one fucking goes to them because they look terrible? Is that the bigger reason?
At the center of this webpage, there's a man who looks awfully Eastern European-y.
Oh,
No
definitely.
shirt on, dog tags maybe. Yeah, so I'm gonna click "Too Sexy for a Shirt," guys. See where that takes us.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
It's wild to me. This is all within the same website. Like
This
it's
is all within the same website. Now I'm really tripping. There's too many colors right now.
Yeah, so actually the URL up there says it's
I can't see half of these, but okay.
the URL is lhohq.info/federal.reserve_consumer.agency/cabinet_secretary.html. So I don't know what all is happening here. It's a lot of flashing lights, a lot of
this is-
oh, it's fucking Dwayne or
Ugh.
Dwight.
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
a little
God,
rough.
that's
Dwight,
horrifying.
Dwight, right?
Dwight.
Yeah.
Dwight.
So,
Dwight from The
Yeah.
Office.
But he doesn't look
Dwight
right.
from The Office
He
in a
doesn't look good.
in a GIF that does not look like it's loaded well.
He
That's
does.
horrifying.
Yeah.
He has changed in a scary way.
Yeah.
You know.
So-
Oh my god. This is the
This is
thing. The
terrifying.
Russians, they exploit our sitcoms. The Russians.
This is how they snuck into the internet.
Yeah.
Ryan knows.
Trojan horse us.
Okay, so you guys see this page?
Yeah.
You see the information written there?
It looks so shitty. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is someone's cover name. This is a federal agent's cover name, passport information, federal identification numbers. So
Dude,
this is
Damn,
scary.
that's
dude.
like that's
This
fucking
is scary
Okay,
shit.
so to give, scroll back up a tiny bit,
Yep.
just to the top. So to give context to the listeners, there is obviously this personal information we're not going to share, but then just beneath it, it says, from this new Christian exhibit is a lie / societal psychodynamic outlining / minimalism that demands today's Marxist realistic sentiment of plastic surgery.
Mhm.
Like it's coupled with the nonsensical.
Yes. It's almost like there's information thrown in there to like hide something.
Welcome to the real world, Kyle. God.
God, I feel like I was asleep and now I'm awake.
You were asleep. You were asleep. You were
Now
on.
you're awake and the acid has kicked in.
Holy
I
Hello.
just want our listeners to know the biggest sheep has always been Kyle, for sure.
So this is the second webpage that has had it'satrip.org on it. And I feel like
You should click it. You should click it.
You
no,
you should click it.
I can't click it. I have to like type it in, which makes me feel like I
And
should-
some just for our listeners, some things are so deep web you can't even click them. It's just
So this one is a hot woman in a mask, like a don't spread COVID mask.
Well, from what we can see of her eyes and forehead, she looks like an attractive woman.
Also interesting is that it says right next to her image is devil worshiping pedophiles homosexual anal act.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the problem is I have such an addiction to devil worshiping pedophile homosexuals. You know what I mean?
Anal.
Yeah.
That's a real Pornhub. If you're listening, Pornhub, it's great. Pornhub. One of my favorite sites is devil worshiping pedophile homosexuals. So it's tough. It is tough. Look at these. Look at these images.
Yeah,
I don't
just
think those
clicked
are
on another
all,
image.
Look at these images.
usable masks.
I did think that was Kalani Jenner or whatever her name is for a second there.
Just so we're clear, so I clicked on it. I clicked on another link. Infinite number of links here. We're looking at a page, flashing lights, of course, weird, maybe satanic or like some type of.
It's an occultist symbol in the background.
It's definitely both satanic and normal.
Are those social security numbers?
No, well, I think they're
Maybe.
phone numbers.
I can see mine in there.
Their
Yeah.
phone.
Wow.
Their phone numbers, and there's a bunch of weird aspect. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, God, what the fuck is this? No,
I don't know. Let's click it. Where's it going to take us? More weird.
Take
Devil
us to,
worship.
it's a trip. It's a trip. Oh,
Oh, I just saw
wow.
MK Ultra. We're nowhere onto something good here.
Oh yeah, did it say MK Ultra?
Yeah, I just caught like a little glimpse of it. Yep.
MK Ultra's not real, everyone. Just so we're clear. All right, do you guys want to fucking? Do I need to keep clicking shit, or can we be done with this? Because this is fucking my eyes up.
This is her.
I
we can-
understand.
We can be done.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Personalize your Firefox. God, that's fucking hot right there.
Mm.
For sure.
All right. So now that I've just given this website all my banking information, let's carry on.
Yeah. And thank God, I will say jokingly but half serious, if you are susceptible to seizures, don't go to that fucking
Please
website.
don't go to that site. Please don't go to that site.
There's way too much flashing going on. Holy shit.
Basically, if you're anyone, please don't go to that site.
Yeah, I would. This is probably not the time to give the warning. Maybe early on in the episode should have been.
We'll move
Go
it.
to the site at your own fucking like. Tread lightly, my
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
listeners.
If you go out of your way to when you enter a regular website and you check the boxes, I'm not a robot, that means you shouldn't go to the
That
website.
means you should not go there.
You should not qualify to go to the website. You're a
I'm not a robot generally indicates do not enter.
do not go to the website. Yeah.
Okay, so the next part that I'm going to talk about is origins, the origins of this website, and that's
The origins of the orifices.
Yeah.
The origins of the orifices.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, man. Horses.
It's what makes them laugh, you know. That's why they laugh, because they keep trying to say horses orifices.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's an origin story. Someone unnamed, I have no idea what the fuck it is. It's like a random Reddit post, I think. Someone in Milwaukee found a poster with the LHOHQ logo on it back in 2007. Okay. One user was able to use something called the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, it's the cache. So it's the data dump of everything that's on the page. And it used to be on Google when you did searches that there'd be the option underneath of your results, and then underneath that would be the actual website, and then below that said you could access the cached. So if a website was actually shut down or it didn't work anymore, all of like basically like what you're saying, it'd basically be like a screenshot, but you actually could like scroll up and down the page.
Right.
It's like an old data dump of what the page was coded on.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Great explanation.
I do tech stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I
that
tug
was good.
around a little bit.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's the rightest.
That's the most non-drug information you've ever provided this podcast.
Hey,
Sean would be the smartest human being on the face of the planet if he wasn't killing his brain with marijuana every day.
Yeah. Let's jump back on to how fucking insane this shit is.
Yeah.
Mr. Justin, please tell us.
Okay, so Sean covered the Wayback Machine perfectly, better than I could articulate it for sure. Yeah, so someone found using the Wayback Machine, they figured out that there was a group named LHOHQ operating out of Milwaukee at the time. So the flyer married up with this group that did exist at one point via the Wayback Machine. Now, what they did is they used the Wayback Machine to find an indie film art, like 24-hour art contest that LHOHQ had entered with the film The Space Girl's First Time on the Farm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
interesting.
Now, the next thing I have in my notes is kind of screwed up because my notes are kind of wonky, and I apologize for this. Possible contributors. So if you were really, there's people who've already done the research and have dug through this website quite a bit. One name that keeps popping up is someone named DM. So photos attributed by DM. DM, if you follow that link, leads you to a guy named Dmitry Mayakovsky. He is referenced on some of the pages. A lot of the photos if you were to copy those photos and put them into like a Google photo search, image search, you'll find photos accredited to DM or Dmitry Mayakovsky. If you click DM, it'll take you to his blog by Dmitry Mayakovsky. The page is actually out of Indonesia, which is if you know anything about the way the internet, if you know anything about the internet, Ryan,
Here I am.
a lot of your illicit materials that you can purchase on the internet come from websites out of Southeast Asia. Indonesia being one of them.
That's exactly right. And when we say that, some of the best material.
Some of the best illicit materials you can buy comes from Indonesia. Indonesia's being one of like the more, Indonesia's got like a really weird background that's very involved in the U.S. actually, because we helped like modernize it in a way. If you want a good read Confessions of an Economic Hitman, where he actually talks about going to Indonesia and helping them set up their infrastructure. Off topic. So he does have a lot of art out there that you can Google it and you can look at his art. Originally, I guess this guy's from Kiev, which is in Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Okay. Next possible contributor, and this is the one that I really want to focus on. This is the guy that I believe, and this is who this podcast is about. This episode is about. I believe Mark Escribino is the guy behind LHOHQ. Mark Escribino is a filmmaker / photographer. He works out of somewhere in California, I think LA. He actually has a Vimeo. I don't know how to say it. Vimeo is a Vimeo page in which he has a lot of silent film era-esque vignettes. One of them is titled Space Girls, First Time on the Farm. And in the credits, it actually says LHOHQ. And it's also credited to him as Mark Escribino as the director. And it turns out that Mark studied at the University of Wisconsin. So it's fun. I mentioned earlier that someone found a flyer in Milwaukee with the LHOHQ logo on it. Mark Escobedo studied at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, graduated in 2006. So he studied at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee from 2000 2006, just prior to the Flyer being founded in 2007. Now, using the Wayback Machine that we talked about, the Wayback Machine, that user figuring out that there was a 24-hour film contest in Milwaukee in 2007, which is probably something that a young, fresh out of college Mark Escobedo would want to be a part of in 2007. In the credits to Space Girl, a credit is given to a guy named David Whitlitz. You ever heard of him?
Oh.
So according to a Reddit user, StarCalc, StarCalc believes that David Whitlitz is the creator of LHOHQ. He really doesn't give a whole lot of information as to why, but a lot of the art, a lot of the films can be traced back to Escobedo and David Whitlitz.
So it could be either or both.
Yeah, I actually think it's more Escobedo, and here's why. So LHOHQ that acronym is really, really close to the acronym LHOOQ, which is a pun that found its way on a piece of French art back in the day. So a Frenchman by the name, what the fuck's his name? Let me look at a Frenchman by the name of Marcel Duchamp. He created a piece of art where he took the Mona Lisa and he drew a mustache on her. And then he put the letters LHOOQ underneath. So it's funny. It's a funny pun because maybe it's not a pun. I don't really know the definition of a pun. But when you say LHOOQ with a French accent, it roughly sounds like Elle est chaude à colle, which means she has a nice ass. So
yes. God, yes.
Whoa.
So he daringly put a mustache on the fucking Mona Lisa, which is, brilliance. But
when you see OO, think it's a woman's ass.
Yeah, you think, right, okay, she's got a nice ass. Is that right, though?
Yeah, well, we can't really see her fucking ass. You just see her fucking weird-ass smile. And I don't know, maybe Da Vinci really wasn't
I
worried
would
about
like
that.
to, I'm going to assume and think positive.
That's right. That's right. We're going to put that good energy out there.
Right.
Big booties on Mona Lisa.
So Duchamp actually created Deism, which is an art form that challenged the idea of what art is. The point is that LHOHQ, the weird website that we looked at, might be embracing this form of art, but I don't really buy it, right? Because it's kind of crazy. Mark Escobedo is actually linked to child pornography in like a fucking really big way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem. So, and this is like a really good time to get into this topic because people are really freaking out about underground child sex trafficking, which I don't know. It's really hard to have any conspiracy with more than 6 people because no one can keep their fucking mouths shut. You know what I mean? So to think that there's like this underground Kabbalistic entity that's just consuming children left and right is insane. Like, how many people have reported missing children? How many people have found those missing children? But Mark Escobedo is linked to child pornography in a kind of a weird way. So if you were to go to Mark Escobedo's website, you can look at a lot of his photos. A lot of his photos contain nudity. He also did a photo shoot for a very popular popular magazine. I don't know the magazines. When I did the research, the guy that was giving me the information didn't want to say the magazine for whatever reason, maybe copyright infringement. So I know what magazine it is, and for those same purposes, I'm not going to say it on the podcast. If he was too scared to say it, maybe I should too. So I'm just going to tread lightly. Users, if you want to know, email me. I'll tell you. Yes. Yeah, find us on our Facebook page, find us on our Twitter account, find us on Instagram, message us. I will fucking tell you for sure.
Find us, fan engagement. Come find us.
Yeah.
Find us.
So Mark Escobedo actually published a bunch of photos of young girls underage girls and underage boys posing nude in one of these magazines. So not necessarily child porn. It's labeled as art, so they can kind of get away with it. It's how a lot of like underage non-nude porn. It's fucking porn. You take underage girls and you throw them in fucking bikinis and like take pictures of them. It's risque and
it's
close
porn.
to illegal, but not really. It's a legal loophole where you can call it.
And that's a blueprint for anyone who wants some child porn.
Yeah,
Provide you how you can get. I'm out here giving that to you.
So Mark Escorbino, he's attributed to all of these images and videos that are on the LHOHQ website. He created LHOHQ, as far as I'm concerned, as some type of like indie art, small film thing. If you go to his website, you can look at his photos. His photos, they're black and white. They're usually of subjects. They're of people. There's usually no depth. So he just like ignores depth altogether, which I like when I look at photography. It's just people living their lives naked for some reason, or half naked, or kind of naked. It's really strange the way he does it. Nothing very interesting. It's all black and white. It's all grayscale, like kind of shit. He has a bunch of videos out there. One video is called like The Sound of the Whale or something like that. And I mentioned it early on. It's just grainy fucking video. You can't see a fucking thing. It's a person. You can't see who it is. And they're just standing there looking at the water, maybe, or looking at something. I don't fucking know. And then they start, and then they're in a house and he's like pulling up carpet. That's it. That's the whole fucking video. It's a fucking whole thing.
That's not art, man.
No, it's not. It's stupid as fuck. And then there's another video that he did it was for like a music video. And it's literally just Space Odyssey 2001. It's a Space Odyssey. It's literally just like it's guys dressed as fucking gorillas staring at a fucking giant monolith, but the monolith is just like painted in different colors. It's completely fucking derivative and stupid.
Yeah,
I can do
incredibly
that.
derivative.
Yeah.
To his credit, he gives Stanley Kubrick a shout out.
Fuck yeah.
But it's still fucking stupid. Just because you fucking recreated the entire fucking opening scene of Space Odyssey or Space Odyssey, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah.
Just because you created the whole opening fucking scene doesn't mean it's art, man. Like you just fuck.
That's exactly.
So this is me speaking in absolutes. Mark Escorbino, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Mark Escorbino is the guy in collusion with David Widlitz behind LHOHQ. They created this weird website that I don't understand, and I don't know why, and probably because their art's so fucking stupid that you can't understand it anyways. Mm-hmm. But Mark Escorbino is absolutely linked to nude images of underage girls and underage boys. It was just kind of a wild ride. I really wanted to test what it would be like for you guys to look at this website with me on this podcast.
Okay, the website was fucking nuts. I don't know if there's any way to like tell our viewers how fucking insane that was, but it looked like if you were in high school looking for a secret site that had video games, also it apparently will put you into child trafficking. Those are the two items that website really was enabling.
And those are the only two options for the website.
Yeah, it was fucking insane, dude. Watching that website, I hope we can put it into the description, because if viewers, should you be interested enough, it's a fucking nightmare of a fucking site.
Use a VPN. Use a VPN when you go to that website.
I was just gonna say, so there's no, not that there should be, but there's no rhyme or reason or anything indicating why he would have quote unquote sensitive information. Besides, he just pulled it off WikiLeaks and posted it in the background as part of art, or like what is the sensitive information? What's the point of that?
I have no idea. I like it's so fucking strange to me. Other than this is one of those, I hate the conspiracy theories. I hate conspiracy theories like through and through. It's so prolific today that this thing that has been around for the past at least 3 years is now kind of coming to light in social media, Reddit, YouTube, our podcast. LessonOnPeople.com.
That's the fucking craziest thing. That's the craziest thing.
What if this is just some crazy fucking high school kid going through a web design class deciding I'm just going to put some random shit that I know about right now and just slap it all together and it's sprawling and nonsensical.
That's the fucking internet. It could be. It could very well be that person basically making that point. And it certainly looked like it, right? Because it was a bunch of really like, you know,
there'd be a lot of obscure loopholes to jump through. You'd have to know that LHOHQ existed in Milwaukee in 2007. So this high school kid would have been 5, and then he would have been making this website. This website first came up on this aggregate in 2017. Spent 3 years fucking with it, still fucking with it today because we saw pictures of people wearing masks, which is a relatively new development in America.
Yeah.
So but that's just it. Like there's a version of this that we're showing totally right. That this kid was dicking around when he was way young, and that he turned fucking 25, was like, oh fuck, I totally forgot about this thing I had. Publishes it in 2017, adds 2 new pages because he fucking feels like it, or maybe his older brother got him into web design. You know, it's like there is a weird version of this. Like we always think about that proxy server from high school.
Oh yeah,
that we've talked about previously.
Could be the next Elon Musk, where he's just naturally gifted with the internet.
It's certainly weird. That's such a fucking cop out, but it's fucking weird. Like,
yeah, there's really nothing more to say about it other than it's weird as fuck. It's linked to a guy who has taken some questionable pictures in the name of art, and that's the thing. That's the link. That's the link that makes me believe Mark Escobedo is behind this thing, because if he is an art student, he may have learned about Marcel Duchamp, and he may be thinking like, well, let's challenge the idea of art by introducing something so fucking taboo that it pisses off everyone that hears about it. Child pornography. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I think I speak for everyone when I say I'm pissed off every time I take a photo of a child and they think it's child pornography. You know what I mean? It's just
you have been taking a lot of pictures of children lately, huh? Yeah.
You gotta cut it.
Yeah.
You gotta cut it. You gotta stop hanging out of those fucking Chuck E. Cheese's, my man.
I got it.
No, he has to go.
Okay, Chuck E. Cheese is a very nice establishment. I can go there as an adult male on my own. I can pay for myself and my own pizza. Thank you very much. And my own Surge drink.
They have Surge at Chuck E. Cheese?